Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is FrameTrap Tom. I'm just going to do a wee explanation video for Elias here on OCV_Les. Got CC'd into it by Javits after trying to investigate what's going on. Basically, he's complaining about a situation with Zangief where he can use his headbutt to nullify the projectile invincibility. The projectile of M.Bison's critical art, and it's inconsistent. You do it point blank, it doesn't work. You do it for a distance, it doesn't work, or rather it hits him, and it's inconsistent. There's loads of people saying that it's all about the hitboxes and saying it's about the spacing and fix this hurtbox, so much hate. No, it's nothing to do with that. It is basically the timing for the headbutt and the critical art itself registering a hit, and I'll demonstrate that now. I've got hitboxes on with frame trapped here, and I've got the on-screen display so we can see the live hit and block recovery. So the green number in the middle is what Zangief's current advantage is. So we're going to use this to analyze the situation with the meaty timing of the attacks. So I'm back. I've just recorded the critical art now for the guard. Boom, 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 boom. Now, with the critical art itself, there is two properties that you need to realize about trades. Now, with the majority of critical arts that have a cinematic to follow up with, they need to have a condition which allows them to tell whether it's been blocked or whether it's hit. Now, in Bison's case, the hitbox is nice and big. Nice and big, yeah. You can still whiff it from long-range pokes like Zangief's heavy punch, but it's a big hitbox. The thing is that if you get hit, this hitbox gets even bigger. It's huge. It goes from like two units wide to 3 units wide. Now this is to guarantee that whether you've crossed up from a jumping attack or whether Bison's just anti-airing you on reaction, it ensures that after the follow-up, the initial hit, you get the follow-up physics to knock you into the air and get the 4 hits from the critical art. And that's purely just to make sure that the scripting looks good, that the opponent still gets hit and it doesn't whiff after the initial hit. Because although it is quite big, it can still whiff after the initial one's been hit. So that's purely why that works that way. Now the thing is, with a trade counts as a hit, because both opponents have technically landed their move. So as far as the critical art is concerned, it should follow up not with the whiffed situation, which is small, and it's small so that it can chip. If you're close enough, it will chip you free hits. But if you're out of range, you shouldn't get the chip. But if you're close range, you need that confirmation. So when you do the headbutt, the projectile nullification on the headbutt counts as hitting both for Bison and Zangief when you do it on the first frame of each move. Now, Zangief's headbutt is 12 frames, so we're going to kill 6 frames to match up with M.Bison's 6 frame startup on his critical art. So what I'll do is I'll jump heavy kick, and that'll give me perfect timing. So forward headbutt, boom, and get hit by the critical art. Now that's the important part, is that it was perfect timing, and I still got hit, because the timing between the chip version of the move, so if on block, is very small. Very small. But if I get hit, there is a small gap between the initial hit, which in this case we're going to be nullifying, so it counts as having hits done, and then the follow-up 4 hits which launch me. So when I do the correct move, so when I do this, there's a small amount of time between the headbutt and the rest of it, because Bison is technically in hit stun. And it interrupts his animation. So, if we time this meaty, however, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and land, because he doesn't have anything that does more hit stun than the jumping heavy kick, I'm going to attempt to do it late. 13 frames. Excellent. Okay, so even 1 frame meaty, and you have enough time causing hit stun against Bison to delay the animation to block. And that's it. Even if I'm far away, the same effect happens. The first one gets nullified. As long as Zangief has nullified the first projectile, it cancels into the huge animation and causes that hit stun. If it's too far away, let me see if I can get a range where it's too far away. There we go. So that was too far away because it doesn't register as hitting at all. So the range does matter to a certain degree, but the main thing is that meaty headbutt is what caused the situation on Ilias's post. So that's basically it. It's all to do with the interaction of the initial hit on critical art causing a cinematic. And I'm willing to bet there are more like this with critical arts that use a projectile instead of a strike. If you trade on the first one, then it will follow up into the animation. Otherwise, it just follows up with the normal chipping animation, which the majority of cinematics do. That's basically it. If you have any more questions, feel free to forward them to FrameTrapped on Twitter. I'll try and answer them wherever I can and give you hitbox interactions wherever it's capable. Cheers!